Speaking of K through 12 and then youth, I would like to introduce our next guest, Malissia Bordeaux. She is a recent graduate of John F. Kennedy High School right here in Sacramento, and she's a first-year college student. She's a member of the Sacramento Area Youth Speaks SAYS team. And for you that may not be as familiar, SAYS is a movement that seeks to break the change of underachievement by elevating the voice of young people and creating spaces for students to become authors of their own lives and agents of change. Malissia currently works as a high school curriculum builder and educator for leadership and restorative justice and the liberation of African American youth. She's been has been writing poetry since age 12. Please welcome Malissia Bordeaux. Thank you.
For 241 years, we have been geographically free. And for 54 years, we have been politically free. But for 0 years, we have been equitably free. You see, it's one thing when we can all sit in the same classroom with the same instructor, but it's another thing when my skin tone determines the tone and actions of my educational conductor. You see, we have equality, yet no equity. If me and the Caucasian get caught for the same crime, why am I the only one that's left with the felony? No matter if we had the exact same excuse and use the exact same weaponry. See, we can sit in a classroom and answer the same question, but my response wasn't good enough because it didn't have the same density. But in reality, they're just telling me that I'm not fit mentally because the classroom that we're in wasn't even meant for me. It wasn't designed for me to succeed. It was only given to me so that we can have equality. Now, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you see, they fought for me because they knew that equality was not all that needed to be. Now, if education is the passport to the future and the future is the youth, then shouldn't our main priority be making real change for them and not ignoring the truth? It seems that uncomfortability and conformity come hand in hand, and tokenism is evident by popular demand. It's crazy how we're by the people for the people, yet the amount of melanin in my skin determines if I'm treated as an equal, and yes, we fail collectively. We fail to educate on the purpose of education. We fail to treat the African American as we do the Caucasian. And we fail to give every student the proper foundation together as a nation. Now, our perspective will never reach full dilation because our judgment is so colorful that we disregard intellect prior to gestation. Now, we must start seeing people as people and stop looking skin deep, but really determine the true knowledge that we all obtain inside. For our nation's success will never be nationwide until our entire nation becomes colorblind. Thank you.
Deep, deep from the mouths of babes. I want to thank Malissia for sharing from the spoken word. You see, when we talk about what SAYS does and lift up the voice of youth and then go to change, these are really serious issues, and that's why we're here today to talk about, with the California Community Colleges and the Chancellor's Office, about allocating resources to really address barriers that keep us from getting an education that we all deserve. I want to just thank the Chancellor and the Chancellor's Office for having us to have these courageous conversations, and it's so deep the way Malissia just brought it to it. Give her one more round of applause.